Kira never imagined that her life would turn into a nightmare inside her own home. It started on an ordinary afternoon, sunlight streaming softly through the kitchen window, the smell of fresh bread still lingering in the air. She called out for her son, Daniel, who had been playing downstairs. No answer. A mother's instinct tightened in her chest. She hurried down to the basement, her heart pounding with every step. And then she froze. Daniel lay motionless on the cold floor, his small body covered with dark bruises, his breathing shallow. But what stole the air from her lungs wasn't just her son's condition. It was the sight just a few feet away, her husband, Mark, calmly sitting in a chair, sipping tea as though nothing in the world was wrong. That moment shattered everything Kira thought she knew about love, about trust, about safety. Kira wanted to scream, to confront him, to demand an explanation. But fear gripped her throat. Mark looked at her with that chilling calm, the kind that said, "Don't you dare." For days, Kira carried the weight of silence. Daniel's fragile condition became a constant reminder of the danger lurking under her own roof. Mark had always been charming to the outside world. Friends admired him, neighbors praised his polite smile. But behind closed doors, his shadow grew darker. He controlled, he threatened, and now, he had crossed the unthinkable line. Kira's nights turned into endless questions. What if he does it again? What if Daniel doesn't survive next time? What if I can't protect my own child? The turning point came when she rushed Daniel to the hospital after another terrifying night. The doctor, Dr. Collins, gently examined the boy and then looked at Kira, not with judgment, but with deep concern. "Did this happen at home?" he asked quietly. Tears streamed down Kira's face. For the first time, she whispered the truth. Dr. Collins placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You're not alone anymore. I'm calling the authorities. This has to stop." It was the spark of courage Kira had been desperate for. When the police arrived, Mark's mask cracked. He denied everything, insisting Daniel's injuries were accidents. He smiled, he lied, he twisted every word. But the officers had heard stories like this before. And Kira, though trembling, found her voice. For the first time, she described the nights of fear, the threats, the moment she found her son on the basement floor. Every word felt like breaking invisible chains that had bound her for years. Mark was arrested that night. The courtroom became a battlefield of truths and lies. Mark's lawyer painted him as a misunderstood man, a caring father. But the evidence told another story: medical reports, photographs, testimonies. And there was Kira. She stood, voice shaking but steady enough to echo through the room. She told the jury about the bruises, the silence, the teacup in his hand while her son gasped for breath. Every eye in the courtroom turned toward her, and for once, Mark couldn't control the narrative. The verdict came down like thunder. Guilty. Mark was sentenced to years behind bars. But for Kira, the journey wasn't just about his punishment, it was about reclaiming herself. The first night without him in the house, she sat beside Daniel's bed, holding his tiny hand. The air felt lighter, freer, safer. For the first time in years, she slept without fear. But healing wasn't immediate. Nightmares haunted her, memories whispered in the dark. Still, Kira kept moving forward. She found support groups, built new friendships, and slowly pieced her life back together. Time, in its quiet way, delivered its own justice. Mark, once a man admired by neighbors, became nothing more than an inmate number. His charm, his pride, his mask, all stripped away. Meanwhile, Kira blossomed. She finished her nursing degree, a dream she had abandoned years before. She built a stable home for Daniel, filled with laughter, books, and the kind of love that heals invisible scars. One evening, as she tucked Daniel into bed, he whispered. "Mom, I feel safe now." Those 4 words were worth more than any courtroom victory. Kira's story is not just about betrayal, it's about resilience. It's about how life has a way of breaking those who harm others and rewarding those who find the courage to stand back up. Her journey teaches us that silence only protects the abuser, never the victim. And that every person, no matter how broken they feel, carries within them the strength to rise, to protect, to rebuild. Kira's life was once shattered in a single horrifying moment. But she turned her pain into power, her fear into freedom, and her scars into symbols of survival. And maybe that's the greatest revenge of all, not watching someone fall, but rising higher than they ever believed you could.